Okay, welcome to Grade 9 Academic Math, Unit 13 on Geometry. In this unit, we'll go over 8 examples how to find missing angles from given shapes. So let's move on to the first question. So what you see on the diagram here, that angle X is missing. So this is where our attention goes. Even the X value is missing right now, we can quickly identify the following. That for this triangle, so I'm going to mark it in blue, 2 angles are given already. Also in this triangle, an adjacent triangle, that corner piece here represents 90 degrees. Very important information. So how do you find that missing value of X? Recall that any triangle adds up to 180 degrees. So we have equal 110 plus 30 plus something which is missing. So 140, so 40 degrees is the missing box. So given that 40 goes here and 90 is the total, X must be 50 degrees. Okay, next example. So given that 5-sided figure, what is the value of missing X? Right here. All of them are marked X. So when you look at the total of those angles, X plus X plus X plus 90. 90 comes from this symbol at the bottom, so 90 plus 90. So the total value of that is 540. We have 5-sided figure, so 540. 3x plus 180. You simplify that equation, you get 540. You find the value of X by solving this equation. So this is 360. So therefore, 1x, when you divide it by 3, gives you the reading of 120. Next example. So in this diagram below, we have to figure out what is that missing value of angle X. Please note that the size, or the shape rather, of the 4-sided figure is a parallelogram. How is that relevant? So the opposite angles are equal. If this is 125, on the left hand side, the one that you just marked is also 125 degrees. 125. By the C pattern, you can add this angle. Let's call it Y. So Y plus 125 is equal to 180 degrees. So how much is Y? 125 I mentioned. Apologize for that. So Y is equal to 55 degrees, which means you land the same value at this corner here. However, you have to find angle X. And angle X is part of that square corner. So X plus 55 gives you 90 degrees. So how much is X? You find the difference, 35 degrees. Next slide, we have equilateral triangle, and we have to find the angle ADC. So let's look at that diagram. ADC is right here at this corner. Since all sides are equal by the following mark, this gives you the idea that 60 degrees is found all around inside, which means that supplementary angle is equivalent to 120 degrees. So the total of all angle inside for the triangle ACD adds up to 180. So that consists of 120 plus 25 plus, let's call it x. So x is equivalent, if you do the math, to 35 degrees. Back to pentagon. 5-sided figure. We have to figure it out. What is the missing value of angle FEG, which is right here in this corner? So which means that this opposite corner would have the same value. Why? Because of this two marks that are indicating that this triangle is isosceles triangle. So 72 plus 2x is equal to 180. So when you find the difference between 72 and 180, you'll see that the value of 2x is 108. Split both sides by 2 to find single value of x, and 54 degrees is what you were looking for. In the diagram below, line segment EB bisects angle ABG. What is the measure of that angle ABE? So let's mark that angle ABE right here. What is significant about this, that the bisector splits that obtuse angle into two equal parts. If I can find this angle, let's call it x, then I will be able to find the angles marked in red. So how do you find x? X plus 70 plus 60 adds up to 180. Okay, so from your calculations you can agree that x has to be 50 degrees. So 50 degrees is on that side. The red angle and the blue angle adds up to 180. So let's call it the big angle right here, let's call it y. So y plus 50 is 180. So the large angle y would measure 130 degrees. And then you have to divide it by 2 because this is bisected. So let's call it y over 2, which is half of it, is equal to 65 degrees.
Sorry. Uh-oh.
So parallelogram, no, I'm sorry, two parallel lines and transversal line. Angle 80 is given right here. Maybe it's hard to read, but this is truly 80 degrees. So what do we have to find? Which of the following angles has a measure equal to 100? Several ways you can approach that. I will just go with C pattern this time, looking at this C letter, which is flipped to the left, and I will claim that 80 plus angle A adds up to 180 degrees. So A is 100. So that's the measurement. And finally, the diamond questions. All sides are equal. Angle 80 is shown right here. Opposite angle would be 80, and I would recall the C pattern again because opposite sides are parallel. So 80 plus, let's call it x, is equal to 180. So the measurement of that angle A is 100 degrees. I hope this video helps you to understand how to solve problems with polygons and missing angles. Thank you for your attention.